Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing my updated eyebrow routine. I believe I've done at least one other of these videos, but recently I picked up some new brow products from Benefit and I've really been loving them, so I want to show you guys my updated eyebrow routine. I think that this is probably like my routine that's final, at least for the next year. I go through phases with my eyebrows. When I was younger, I wanted them to be really sleek and thin, then I wanted them really thick, and now I've kind of found my happy medium. So if you'd like to see a review of these new products and how I do my eyebrows, please keep watching. So I'm sure you can tell the difference. This eyebrow is done and these are my natural brows after I have tweezed them and shaped them. So the first thing I do, about every week or so, I will take my eyebrow scissors with the comb attachment and some tweezers and I will clean up my brows. I don't get them waxed just because I barely have a brow and waxing can kind of be expensive and my hair grows so quickly, so I've never, well, I have gotten them waxed, but that was like 2 decades ago. Well, maybe not 2, but so what I do to clean them up is I use this to trim the hair on my eyebrows. I find that when the hair is actually shorter, it's much easier to tame. So instead of just having long brows, I like to trim them like this. So I just take the brush and brush it up and trim off any excess long hairs, or you can always take the eyebrow spoolie, brush your hairs up, and then anything that goes kind of above the natural line of your brow, just snip that. So I like to do that. That's one of my tricks, because like even when I don't have any products on my brows, they're kind of just in place. I don't have hairs just going all over the place. So that's kind of my tip for just cleaning up my brows. And then under the line of my brow and right in the middle and on the side, I take tweezers and just tweeze any stray hairs. Another tip is that you can also do this while your eyebrows are done. So when you already have the preferred shape that you want, go ahead and use your tweezers to clean up any area around your brows. That way, when you take off your brows at the end of the day, you have this nice shape. So that's all I have done with this eyebrow. We're gonna transform this into this because this is not cute. Now I will say that part of this routine is going to be every day, and the other part of it is going to be kind of when you want your brows just to look extra nice. If I'm going out or if I'm filming, that's about it. Just day to day I only do 2 steps. The third is reserved for special occasions and filming. The first brow product I use is my, okay, it's not focusing, but it's my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. I used to use chocolate, but chocolate has a little bit of a red undertone and I kind of just like the way dark brown looks most like my hair. And my favorite thing about this brow pomade or gel is that it lasts forever. This is my second pot of it, and this will last me easily a year. Every year I just like to get a new one so that there's not bacteria or anything growing, but it can last well over a year. So I use it with this brush. This is the Anastasia. Ooh, it's rubbing off. I believe this is the number 12 brush, so it has your angled liner brush and a spoolie at the end. Before I start doing my brows, I will take my brush and just kind of rub it off on the back of my hand so that any leftover product from the day before is off, so I get a nice clean application. Now, one thing when you're working with dip brow, you only want to use a little bit of product at a time, because if you use too much, you're definitely going to be able to tell it's going to be very dark. But it's easy to work with, so I literally just like tap the product in a couple of times. And I like to start on the tail of my brow because that's where it's the most sparse, and I like to kind of get that shape first and then work my way to the inner portion of my brow. So I just follow the natural line that I already have and I just darken that out a bit. Okay, so that's the first step. Now you kind of want to use this guide when you're shaping your eyebrows if you don't have naturally full eyebrows. So the beginning of it shouldn't be any wider than right here. Your arch should be about here, and then the tail of it should not be longer than this. Some people tend to do their brows a little shorter, but it's all according to your face shape and your preference. You don't have to use those guides. It's just that, a guide. So I have my tail, and then I like to thicken the tail because as you can see, I don't really have much of a tail at all. So I'm just gonna go on top and add a little bit of thickness. Okay, and you can always clean that up later, but that's a good thickness for right now. And I'm going to draw a line right under my brow, and that's gonna start adding the fullness to the, you know, the majority of my brow. So I'm gonna go right under my brow, and I'm just gonna make a line. And then when I get towards the arch, I'm going to curve it instead of making a slant. I just find that curving it kind of looks more natural. Okay, so it's just one seamless line. And then from there, you can feather up the line with the brush just to evenly disperse the product. Okay, so now I have the basis for my shape. I'm gonna go in with a little more product just so that my brow can be a little more thick. And I don't like to go beyond where my natural hair grows, just because I feel like when I do that, then my brows look too close together and that makes them look really unnatural. Okay, so once I have the preferred thickness and like the body of my brow, as I call it, I like to go back on top and add a little arch here. Once again, trying to keep a rounded arch and not like a slanted arch. Okay, so now I pretty much have the body of my brow. This is basically my preferred shape. I'm just gonna tap into my dip brow a little more and just add in any areas of sparseness. So like right here. And I like to keep going towards the beginning of my brow. I like to keep that a little sparse because I feel that looks most natural. So I like to have the darkest part of my brow be the tail. If you have like a mole in your eyebrow or a pimple, sometimes I get a pimple in my brow, this pomade, since it's a gel mousse-like consistency, it really helps to add coverage. So that's why I prefer a mousse over a pencil. I think if you have naturally full brows, a pencil will be perfect for you, but I wasn't really blessed with nice eyebrows, so the mousse is perfect. Okay, the second product I'm gonna use is one of my newbies. It's one of my newer products, and this is the Benefit 3D Browtones. Now, when I went to get my brows done, I wasn't really in the market to buy anything, but the representative from Benefit pulled me over to the little station at Ulta, and she hooked my brows up. That is how I have this nice shape. So one of the products she used on me was the 3D Browtones, and this is basically gonna give your brow some dimension, which says in the name it's the 3D Browtone. So it's gonna add highlights that are very subtle so that your brow doesn't look one-dimensional, flat and dark. I don't know if you can tell, but this brow just, it has a little bit of lighter tones in it. So I'm gonna show you. This is what the brush looks like. I take it in the front and I just brush it up. And it also has like a little, I'm not sure what it's called in the front, but you can use that to add some product. And don't worry, if you add too much, you can always take some away. So I brush the front of my brows up, and as you can see, it's kind of like a lighter tone. And then I brush this through my brows. So I really like this because as it's a gel, it's going to set your brow, but it's also adding some dimension because the actual gel itself is a lighter color. When she first put this product on my brow, it was almost like magic. Like I couldn't exactly tell what she did to my eyebrow, but I knew that it just looked a lot better. So that's one thing I will say about this product. You're gonna think it's just a regular gel setting product for your brow, but if you try it out, it does something to the look of your brows. It kind of makes your brows look more hair-like. If I were just going on about my day, if you're going to school or work, whatever, I would stop here because I think that is a good enough brow just for day-to-day. But if I want my brows to look extra perfected, I'm gonna go with this next step. And this is using the Benefit Boi-ing Concealer in number 4 as well. And this is one thing that the lady also used on me, which made my brows pop. I've always said that I kind of cringe when I see people putting concealer all around their brows because I just feel like it makes their brows stand out a little too much and look a little too fake. But since I've started doing this technique, I guess it's all about what color you choose, how much product you apply, and how well you blend it. So I'm just gonna take this 43 pigment brush from Tarina Tarantino. You can use any synthetic hair concealer brush, and I'm just gonna take the tip of it and go back and forth, and then I'm gonna draw a line under my brow. And what the concealer does is it just cleans up any areas, whether you've made a mistake or if you do wax your brows and it's time for you to go get them waxed. This just helps them look more perfected. So it's definitely an optional step. Like I said, if I'm not going to be taking pictures, going out, or filming a video, I probably wouldn't include this step. See how it just kind of cleans them up? You just want to make sure when you use concealer around your brows that you blend it in well. I hope my routine was easy for you guys to follow. And when I'm not filming it, it takes about 5 minutes for me to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed my routine. I will leave all these products listed down below. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask or tell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.